Breaking news, masks on. Ohio is now under a mandatory requirement to wear masks in public. Good evening and welcome to the OH Report. I'm Don Bryant. In local news, mask mandate is official. Governor Mike DeWine has finally made it mandatory that all Ohioans must wear masks when out in public. The order goes into effect Thursday at 6 p.m., and the governor says wearing masks is slowing the acceleration of the virus. Now today in political theater, remember when Speaker of the House, Larry Householder, said he promised to drain the swamp? Let's take a look.
I'm Larry Householder. I'm a pro-gun, pro-life Christian conservative, and I have the highest NRA rating in Ohio's history. The establishment doesn't like that. That's why a dark money group is airing deceitful ads against me. They're anti-Trump gun grabbers, and they use the kind of swamp politics that you and I aim to end. But they're in for a fight, because where I come from, we stick to our guns.
Conservative Larry Householder for state representative.
Governor DeWine, House Leader Kenny Yuko, and others are calling on Speaker Larry Householder to resign following bribery allegations. In a statement from Governor DeWine, he says, because of the nature of these charges, it will be impossible for Speaker Householder to effectively lead the Ohio House of Representatives. Therefore, the governor said he is calling on Speaker Householder to resign immediately. DeWine goes on to say that this is a sad day for Ohio. Other public officials calling for Householder's removal include Senate Leader Kenny Yuko, Ohio Republican Party Leader Jane Temkin, Senate President Larry Aboff, Minority Leader Amelia Sykes, Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost, and Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose are all calling on Speaker Householder to step down. The governor says he is open to calling a special session of the House legislature to resign the speaker, but he wants to let the legislative branch do their job first. It's their obligation to address this, but if they cannot, talking about the House of Representatives, and if it's necessary to call the legislature into session, then the governor said he will not hesitate in doing that. I wonder if this investigation trickles down to individuals here in Richland County. I sure hope not. We'll see. 2 Ashland Board of Education members announced their resignations. 2 members of the Ashland City School District Board of Education have announced their intentions to resign. Board President Zach Truax announced Vice President Mike Hammond has resigned effective as of yesterday, July 21st, and Dr. James Wolfe, who has shared plans to leave the board by the end of December 2020. And in continuing this conversation, Ashland City Schools announced their reopening plans. In-person classes are available to all students with risk mitigation and safety protocols. The district is intent on returning full-time for all students, but will create a flexible schedule that will allow for the number of students to adjust with recommendations from the Ohio Department of Health and the Ashland County Health Department. For more information on the Ashland City Schools reopening plan, visit ashlandcityschools.org. and Bingo was his name. Oh, how do you like my singing voice? Sexy. Tiger Bingo returns to the Mansfield area after a hiatus for health concerns for the ongoing pandemic. We sat down with the president of the Tiger Booster Club, Stan Gilbert, to get some insight on what Tiger Bingo means to the community.
This has been in the works since last fall. We were approached by Mr. Jefferson, Mr. Porter, Ms. Harris, the high school principal, and they wanted us to get bingo back going. Tiger Bingo hasn't been running for probably 8 to 10 years, and we were looking to get it going in the fall. We had everything ready to go on March 17th, but with the COVID and being in this pandemic, we had to get pushed back, and so our opening day was July 7th. So we're still getting our feet wet, and just hope to keep building on this. We go Sundays from the doors open at noon, bingo starts at 2, we end at 5, and on Tuesdays, doors open at 4, bingo starts at 6, and we should end around 9.
The Tiger Bingo benefits Mansfield area students, clubs, and athletes as long as the requested items or funds benefit the students. Tiger Bingo is put on by Mr. Gilbert, Robin Montgomery, Sarah Fideli, Linda Golden, Tara Beard, and Patty Brooks. And now let's toss things to Storm and G-Man. Let's hear what's happening in the local sports world. Take it away, guys.
Thanks, Donnie! We headed up north this morning to the Plymouth Big Red. We were able to head out there despite the unfavorable conditions. They were all working hard. We sat down with Mark Genders, the head coach over there, to talk about what he thought of his team this year.
Yeah, we had a great season at 7-3 last year. You know, we just got to take every play like it's the last. You know, we lost a couple football games, big ones. League champs, we lost to them last second field goal, and things like that. So we just got to finish games, especially when we got leads. So we're planning on taking those strides, and ultimately it all comes down to leadership too, as far as the player leadership. Year in and year out, we've had some talented teams and not as talented teams do great things because we have solid leadership. So these seniors or juniors, they're going to have to step forward and make it their team, and if they do that, we're going to compete every week.
Coming into his first year at starting quarterback, Luke Hammond believes he can lead his team to a Finals Conference crown in 2020. However, in 2019, Big Red had a few tough couple losses, including one to the Western Reserve Rough Riders, who ended up winning the Finals Conference title in 2019.
Oh, sorry, Garrett. I was just looking for where we were headed tomorrow, which will be out to Hillsdale country, where we will fly high with those Falcons. But other than that, I think that wraps it up for us over here at the Sports Corner. This guy over here has been Garrett.
And that's been Storm, and have a great rest of your day. And back to you, Donnie.
Philadelphia's top prosecutor is prepared to arrest federal agents after numerous reports and lawsuits in Portland regarding unbadged and ununiformed federal officers arresting, beating, and detaining people in unmarked vehicles. The Trump administration's response is that they're going to do it even more, and in more cities. So get ready, people from New York, Chicago, Philadelphia, Detroit, Baltimore, and Milwaukee, and even more cities. Trump claims the federal intervention is needed due to excessive violence, and particularly around federal statutes and monuments. The monument police. Let's get ready, guys. Presidential pardonee, if that's such a word, Roger Stone uses a racial slur during a live interview. A black radio host accused Roger Stone of using a racial slur during a live broadcast on Sunday. During the interview with Morris O'Kelly on KFI AM 640 and iHeartRadio, while Stone was apparently having trouble hearing the host, a voice that sounds like Stone mutters about arguing with this Negro. Tell me what you think. Is that what he said? Play the video.
There are thousands of people treated unfairly daily. How your number just happened to come up in the lottery, I'm guessing it was more than just luck, Roger, right?
I don't really feel like arguing with this Negro.
I'm sorry, what was that? Roger? Roger? I'm sorry, what did you say?
In a statement emailed to the Washington Post on Sunday, Stone suggested it was O'Kelly's audio engineer who used that word. He also argued that Negro is not offensive. Okay. Moving on. A former Speaker of the Ohio House of Representatives who served as Speaker from 2015 until 2018, Cliff Rosenberger, a man who also took advantage of his position as House Speaker and stepped down due to a public corruption investigation, has been living his best life while still under investigation. He's been seen kayaking in Antarctica and traveling throughout South America. It must be nice to do all that while being investigated by the government. And that concludes tonight's report, my friends. Keep it right here at the OH Report, your new hub for sports, news, politics, and more. Tune in every weekday here on Facebook and YouTube for even more updates. Good night, my friends, and I will see you tomorrow.